And so the death of Caleb on this humongous water slide here isn't going to change anything, but it is a wake up call. And his parents are satisfied that he's saved and he's going to be in heaven and they'll see him again, etc. But I, I'm not sure what the accident is. They haven't said whether he fell out and broke his neck or whatever. But there's a perpetual happening that these amusements are capitulating on and are also vulnerable with. Now, people seem to like the thrill and the rush with these, mouth-opening, jaw-dropping sort of feats. I recall this guy, he said to me, he said, man, I must try this bungee jumping before you reach my age. He's about close to 30, either up or below. And says that, man, I can't wait until I have no heart problems to try that. So, but I think he's FBI, and he was on drugs and all kind of stuff. I don't know if he was playing games to tie me in emotionally with him or whatever, but that's what he said. At my age, 63, people tell me I look so young, and I don't think they're flattering me because I'm not the type of guy that people like to flatter and make whatever. And I do know that I still am strong for my age, and simply because I did not engage in things that run my heartbeats up or accelerate any declension or depreciation of any of my body systems. For example, um, any activity that's going to cause, well, let me put it this way. It seems to me that when one is born, one has the potential for a certain type of existence. So that within that birth, this child is destined to live probably, so let me say, 80 years. And let me say this a fact. But this individual could engage in activities that can reduce the lifespan significantly. You get involved in drugs, which can depreciate the whole body, smoking, the lungs, and the whole body. So with the heartbeats, though, you might have, say, a trillion heartbeats in your lifetime, to, to a trillion times. But if you, in an hour, run up, instead of having probably, say, 3,600 beats in an hour, you end up running up twice that. So it seems to me then that you're going to be shortening your life by half if you do that all the time, which is very difficult to happen. But some people live in a bad way. They worry about everything. They like thrills. They watching horror movies. They like songs that kind of run your heartbeat up, shoot up the place, kill them, this and that, and so on. And so these thrills and these amusement parks are of such. Now, we see where individuals playing sports have bad heart, and they end up dying, as it were, because of the situation. And it's also the same thing with athletes. Athletes generally run up their heartbeats, um, and so on. So it could be that this young boy, who knows whose heart is strong or weak. But a weak heart could have a problem in these rides because it's putting such a demand on the heart that you could die, as it were. So I will never go to amusement park and try any of these things. I won't go paragliding. I won't go, body gliding with this kind of wing like a bat and all that stuff. I'm not trying that stuff. I want to live a normal life. I think my life is valuable. I think I have an important role to play in life, and I'm not going to go and do things that won't necessarily contribute to my perception of what I ought to be doing or what I'm created for. And so it's unfortunate this young boy died, but these amusement parks, almost everything is all about that. People might want to go into a cage with a lion. Cage, I mean, it's a bigger cage, and with a smaller cage and the lions in it. But this person will be maybe circling around the lion and so on, and probably the lion, if he finds something, a move it, could get out of there, and the person will have a chance to escape, or else they might do something to stop the lion from killing him. I am not gonna play those kind of games. Um, you see an alligator way over there, see if you could swim across here before the alligator gets you. I'm not gonna try that kind of stuff, right? So I hope that basically, it was um, well. There's nothing that you'd want this child to die. I mean, precious to his parents. Maybe he had potential. Probably he would have been next president or something. But you got to be careful. Unless you know your child's heart is strong. And as a matter of fact, even if the heart is strong, I don't see no need for all this big set of thrills. Life is simply you get born, you grow up, you do what you got to do, and you just die. All this fun, people seeking, doing extraordinary things. One guy told me, he said, man, people just mix all kind of drugs together. No, he said, I've been doing that since in the 60s. I mix angel dust, cocaine. I'm not sure what had been wrong, okay, but he mixed 4 or 5 different drugs together. And look at it here. This recently I met this guy, and I was at the bus terminus, and this guy smoking weed right in the bus terminus. And I moved back so that I don't get the fumes because I don't smoke weed. And I don't want to inhale the smoke. I mean, this is a growing problem now. Everywhere you go, people smoking weed, you have to be inhaling. And so the bus would never start. I say, the bus must use inhale some of that weed and thing, and everybody laugh. But I continue to talk about how this guy already, you could see in his face that he's mentally ill already. So this older guy said, man, I'm 73 years. I be using weed all the time and nothing wrong with me. Well, um, nothing. He looks strong for real, and he seemed to still looking youngish. I didn't even think he was that old. But I went on to talk about something else, and he said, "Are you only into pure business?" Well, once I was into pure business, I was making an observation that this thing is not, perhaps, according I see it, the best thing to happen. But I told this guy, I said, "Yo, I went to college this um, summer here, and I did Spanish, and I'm going back to do paralegal." Now, I'm sure he can't talk like that because weed is doing something to him, and although he is lived to 73, and although he looks healthy, his mind is burnt up, and he can't go and pursue no college work. I mean, maybe even dropped out of high school, he couldn't even finish it because of the weed. Weed does harm the mind, and so people are getting into activities that are harming themselves, and they don't seem to be taking it serious. So, if I were to go to amusement park, I would probably just go to see the different things they have and just to be away from normal society's things, normal environment, be in a place with natures. But I'm not gonna try these dangerous things that are dangerous, inherently dangerous, because the mind and the heart will know of the danger while I'm playing. Consciously, I like it, but subconsciously, there's a big concern on the mind and the heart. And a lot of times, if it's not strong, it's going to give away. So, if you know you don't have a strong heart, or even if you want to live long, stay away from these excitements that are unnecessary.